Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, welcome to Army Public School PMA Resource Network. Before we start our today's lesson, please subscribe this page and click on the bell icon. Students, this session will be based on English literature and English language. So, first we are going to start Week 8th English Literature, The Railway Children. Recap of Chapter 3. First of all, I want to share the objectives or learning outcomes. The main objectives of the lesson are students to read Chapter 3 for a recap, students to notice the main events of the chapter while reading, write down the names of characters introduced in the novel from chapter 1, 2, and 3. Write the main events of chapter 3. Students to make 3 questions using what, who, and where. Now comes recap of chapter 3. The main events. Dear students, listen the main events carefully as it will help you in solving the end of chapter exercises. Let's start. Children could not keep away from the railway. One day they were sitting on the hill. They heard a noise of the train. They called the train the Green Dragon because it looked like a large, loud monster. Every day, children waved to the 9:15 train because they were thinking that it might take their love to their father. And the old gentleman always waved back at them. Children met the new character, Perks the Portal, in this chapter. The portal was a nice man and told them many stories about the railway. The 3 children liked him very much and they promised to meet him again. When the children came back from the railway station, they found Mother quite ill. They called the Dr. Forrest. When he examined Mother, he wrote a list of things for the treatment, but they could not afford it. Bobby was quite upset, so she decided to write the old gentleman from the 9:15 train. In the evening, there was a knock at the door. They received the package and everything they asked for was there. And the next day, they thanked the old gentleman. Now comes names of characters introduced in the novel from chapter 1 to 3, along with their brief description. Mother, a strong and sensitive woman who cares a lot for her children and family. Father, he is kind and good-natured and one of the main characters. Roberta, everybody called her Bobby, the eldest of the 3 children. She is often their leader. Peter, the boy of the family. He is clever and adventurous. Phyllis, the youngest of the 3. She is very sensitive and has a great imagination. The station master. At first, he seems strict, but he is actually kind-hearted and understanding. Perks the porter, a nice man who likes the children and often spends time with them telling stories. The old gentleman, a very kind and helpful old man. He never refuses to help others and becomes friends with the children. Dear students, these are the model WH questions which will help you in doing your home assignment. First, what name did the children give to the 9:15 train? Next question is, why did the children thank the old gentleman? Who helped mother in the new house? And what would you think of Bobby's decision to write to the old gentleman and ask for his help? What kind of person do you think the station master was? The last question is, where was the children's new house? Now comes the success criteria through which students will attain their given tasks. Remember to read the chapter for a recap. Take important notes during reading. Okay students, now I would like to give you written task. I hope the main events of the chapter are clear to you, which will help you in attaining your written task. Your first task is write down the names of characters introduced in the novel from chapter 1 to 3. Your next task is write down the main events of chapter 3. And the last one, make 3 questions using what, who, and where. Okay students, now we are going to start English language session. Topic Unit 3, Lesson 4, Nocturnal Nature. Here you will get the interesting information about nocturnal animals. The main objectives or learning outcomes of the lesson are students to know about nocturnal nature, students to write a fact file, students to get awareness about the existence of nocturnal animals. Nocturnal animals. Here you will get the amazing information about nocturnal animals. Why these are called nocturnal animals? Animals that come out at night are called nocturnal animals. Nocturnal means night time. Nocturnal animals are generally active at night. They feed and hunt at night. They have special adaptations that make it easier to live the night life. Why do animals come out at night? The night time is the best time for a lot of animals to hunt and look for food. For small animals like mice, it is safer to look for food at night because the darkness protects them from other animals. For animals that live in hot places like the desert, the night time is the coolest time. Here is the list of nocturnal animals along with their images, which you will enjoy. First of all, flying squirrel. Then comes pangolin. Next one is bush rat. Then owl. After it, nighthawk. And the last one is bat. Fact file. Dear students, fact file is a collection of information about a particular subject or product or topic, etc. In simple words, we can say it is a presentation of information which emphasizes key points, usually using bullet points and heading, etc. Here is the fact file which will help you in attaining your home task. Now comes the success criteria which will help you in attaining the given task. Success criteria for this lesson is: students may seek help from the format of fact file given in the previous slide. Students will visit the given links to find information about nocturnal animals. Now, I would like to give you some home assignment. Your task is to create a fact file of a nocturnal animals. Next topic of English language session is poem. Hey Ma, Something's Under My Bed by John Horton. Now let's start recitation of the poem Hey Ma, Something's Under My Bed by John Horton. I hear it at night when I turn out the light. It's that creature who's under my bed. He won't go away. He's determined to stay. But I wish he would beat it instead. I told him to go, but he shook his head no. He was worse than an unwelcome guest. I gave him a nudge, but he still wouldn't budge. It was hard to get rid of the pest. The creature was sleek. He was clever and quick. This called for a drastic maneuver, so I lifted my spread and charged under the bed with the roar of my mother's new Hoover. But he snorted his nose and sucked in the long hose, the canister, cord, and the plug, and vacuumed in dust, till I thought he would burst. Then he blew it all over the rug. Now this made me sore, so I cried, "This is war," and sent in a contingent of fleas, an army of ants, dressed in camouflage pants, followed closely by big killer bees. But he welcomed them in with a sly, crafty grin, and he ate them with crackers and cheese. I screamed, "That's enough. It was time to get tough." "You asked for it, creature," I said, as I picked up and threw, with an aim sure and true, my gym sneaker under the bed. With each whiff of the sneaker, the creature grew weaker. He staggered out, gasping for air. He coughed and he sneezed, and collapsed with a wheeze, and accused me of not playing fair. Then holding his nose with his 12 hairy toes, the creature curled into a ball and rolled across the floor, smashing right through the door. I was rid of him once and for all. The very next night, when I turned out the light and was ready to lay down my head, I heard my kid brother cry out to my mother, "Hey ma, something's under my bed." Now, I would like to share the summary of the poem. This poem is a classic tale of a little boy battling the monster under his bed. There is a battle between the little boy and the evil creature. As the poet describes each attempt the little boy makes to destroy his enemy, the boy seems to get tougher and more confident after each round. The boy hears the creature at night. The creature is worse than an unwelcome guest. The boy hides under his spread, and the creature rolls across the floor. The very next night, it hides under the boy's brother's bed. Rhyming words. Rhyming words are two or more words that have the same or similar ending sound. Some examples of rhyming words from the poem are away, stray, bed, instead, slick, quick, nose, hose, dust, burst. Now, at the end, your home assignment is write the difficult words in the vocabulary journal along with their meanings. Pick and write the rhyming words. You will do your written work on 4-lined loose sheets, and your work must be neat and presentable. I hope you will follow the given instructions.